It is the big final of the ICC World Cup between India and Australia. It will be taking place very shortly at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. The 48-game tournament will be concluding at the stadium. It's the largest in the world. In this telecast, however, we focus on the stadium itself. Let's put out some information from the beginning about this stadium. I'm going to request. Yes, thank you so much. The stadium, viewers, as you can see on your screens, was built in 1983. It was originally called Sardar Patel Stadium. It was the main venue for cricket until 2015, and you can just see on your screens the vast expanse. Have a look. Those are all photographs from the stadium. It has hosted the 87, 96 and 2011 ICC World Cups. That was the extent, the expanse and the beauty and the grandness of the stadium. It has today hosted 30 ODIs as well. And of course, the stadium was renovated in 2006. So an already grand stadium got a renovation in 2006. It has a seating capacity of 132,000, making it the largest cricket stadium in the world. It has a two-tier structure, as you can see in the photographs, and it was renamed the Narendra Modi Stadium in 2021 itself. It will be hosting, as we know, the finale of the 2023 Cricket World Cup. Before we go to our guests, let's also put out another set of data that we have on the largest cricketing stadiums in the world then. When we talk about the largest in the world, the 5 largest cricket stadiums of the world, the first one was, can we start it from the beginning? I request our crew to help me out here upstairs if we can start this. Yes, the largest stadium in the world is the Narendra Modi Cricket Stadium. Its photograph you can see on your screens. Now what makes this particular cricket stadium the largest? Have a look, the two-tier structure. Its location is Ahmedabad. So it is in Gujarat, Ahmedabad, the largest cricketing stadium in the world. It has a capacity of 132,000 people. And of course, more information there coming up on your screens. But I'm going to really request, we have some data on the 5 largest cricket stadiums in the world. If we can just put that out, that'll be great, so that we can take this conversation forward. All right, so number 1 position in the 5 largest stadiums is the Narendra Modi Stadium. The location is Ahmedabad. The capacity is 132,000 and the pitch size is 180 yards into 150 yards. So it's both, viewers, the pitch size and the seating capacity that makes a particular stadium the largest in the world. So number 1 position was Narendra Modi Stadium. The second one is the Melbourne Cricket Ground, as far as the largest stadiums in the world are concerned. The location, of course, being Australia, with a capacity of seating 1 lakh people, and the pitch size is 171 meters by 146 meters. The third largest cricket stadium is Eden Gardens in the world. The location being Kolkata. The capacity is 80,000 people and the pitch size is 76 meters straight. So imagine, out of the 5, I've read out 3, 2 are in India. The 4th one is Perth Stadium, the 4th largest stadium in the world, happens to be Perth Stadium, once again in Australia, with a capacity of 61,266 people. The pitch size is 180 yards by 142 yards. So it's similar to the Narendra Modi Stadium, but in terms of seating capacity, it's less. And the 5th largest is the ANZ Stadium. The location, once again, is Australia. The capacity is 81,500 people. The pitch size is 185 yards by 139 yards. So in terms of largest stadiums in the world, I'm just going to quickly go over it once again. We're looking at the Narendra Modi Stadium with a seating capacity of 132,000. That makes it number 1. On the second position then comes ANZ Stadium in Australia, which is has a seating capacity of 81,500 people, 185 yards into 139 yards. In third place, in terms of seating capacity, is Australia with 1 lakh people. The fourth place goes to Eden Gardens in Kolkata, India, with the seating capacity of 80,000 people. And in the fifth place, is Perth Stadium in Australia with 61,266 people. So 3 out of the 5 largest stadiums happen to be in Australia and 2 happen to be in India. And that says a lot. Let me take this conversation forward with our guests, Himanshu Bhatt, Shekhar Vijayan with us as well. Himanshu Bhatt, I'd just like to understand from you, just from a sheer economics of cricket perspective, and you also belong to the state of Gujarat, which is hosting the World Cup final. What exactly are you picking up as far as how this World Cup is now assisting the economy of Gujarat in the days leading up to it, and of course what we're going to see today? Because logically speaking, somebody who wants to watch the World Cup is either come in yesterday or they're coming in today morning, and they're definitely staying till tomorrow. So that's 3 clear days of a lot of people trying to pour into Gujarat and trying to be as close as possible.
Okay, I'll start with some figures. The hotel rates in Ahmedabad today, Ahmedabad in Gandhinagar and nearby places, even Baroda, which was 15,000 per night for a room, is 1 lakh rupees per night. Still no rooms are available. People are booking up the beds. They have booked up the beds in some of the private hospitals to sleep over, those who have not found a place. As far as the economy is concerned, I would say, what, that there is one Hindi proverb which says, "Ab ye to ek jhanki hai. Puri picture to bhaiya abhi baki hai." This is the beginning and the marking of 2036 Olympics hosting, challenge which India is going to give. Ahmedabad is going to host. Ahmedabad will be ready by 2036 to host 2036 Olympic Games. This is where we are looking. And just imagine the, economic progress that it will add to the Gujarat's prosperity. It's already a thriving economy as far as Gujarat is concerned. And the sports infrastructure which will start coming up after this. You yourself said Narendra Modi Stadium has a capacity of 1.32 lakhs. Just imagine on that stadium in 2036 or a similar stadium in 2036 hosting World Athletics, Olympic Athletics competition there. It has got all the ingredients. I'm not talking of cricketing sense right now. I'm talking of sports in general. The modern day cricket in India after 2007 debacle of Indian team is designed on this. One needs to understand that. People used to, point fingers at a person. When he came into helms of affair, people used to say, "Arey, isko kyun la diya?" Because his father is Amit Shah, he's on the position. Now see today, what's happening? How many millions is he earning for country? And this happens to be one of the most successful World Cups even before the finals. Before the final is played, before the fanfare of final starts today in the afternoon, this is one of the most successful World Cup as far as the success rate is concerned. Now what can you expect from this? When you have more than 100 VVIPs, more than 1,000 VIPs of the world present on the stage, it's something like, showcasing Bharat, modern day Bharat to the world. Can you imagine the viewership which this final is going to have by the afternoon? And, well, if God wills, agar sabne chaha, India will win. Then imagine the amount of euphoria and imagine the amount of, enthusiasm it will bring. We have already shown to the world by hosting G20 and now hosting this World Cup successfully that we are event masters. We know how to make an event a gala event. Now people are saying, some of the critics of this government and critics of this board will always say, why do you need an air show before the finals? It's not for us. Sorry, my friends, it is for the world to see where Bharat is, the way Bharat is emerging. And what is the soft power, the hard power of Bharat? See, this is where the whole economics and the sports gets mixed. Getting 100 medals is something else, my friend, in Asian Games. But that was, to show the world that we are getting ready, my friend. This is just the beginning, a tip of the iceberg, as we say. By this final, I don't see anything else than, our potential. We have just started realizing our potential, what we can do. Just imagine in a stadium of 131,000 people, when you have chants of Jai Shri Ram going on across the world through different medias. What effect does it have? What message politically does it send? That also needs to be seen. And mind you, my friends, it's not all Ahmedabadis. More than 50,000 people have already landed in Ahmedabad to see this final. So it does, one side it does the work of integration. On the other side, it sends a very clear message to the world that Bharat has arrived on the international scene. You can't take us lightly. Yeah, gone were the decades, when some cities, many cities in US used to hold Olympics. We are also going to be as good as them, if not better.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
That is what it is.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. But I'm going to bring in Shekhar Vijayan as well. Shekhar, just like I said, in terms of just understanding the economics of cricket, the cricket economy essentially, because I want to cite a recent example. There was a big Taylor Swift tour in the US recently, and there was so much chatter about the sheer impact it has had on economies across the US, on several different states in the US. When we talk about the cricket economy in India and the fact that we do have today some of the best cricket infrastructure in the world, where do we see and how do we then take this forward and make sure that these are not just stadiums that come into use, say, for an IPL or for the World Cup, but maybe how do we popularize them? How do we ensure that if there are two other nations that perhaps want to be playing a match, then they want to choose India as a location? It doesn't matter whether the match is between India or the other country. It could, be a match between England and Australia. But hey, there's a proposal and there's an offer, and they definitely want to play in India because what we have is the best in the world.
Point you made, and it just made me think. A decade back, India was known as the outsourcing capital of the world. And with the kind of infrastructure we have, sporting infrastructure, with the kind of capacity we have in building stadiums of this nature, of this size, why can't we be the sporting capital of the world, wherein if two nations want to compete against each other, be it in any kind of sports, why can't India be the hub for it? And because we have the capability, we have the ability, and India is a global powerhouse. You were citing the example of Taylor Swift, and it makes a lot of sense because that drives the economy there. But here in India, I think we're just getting started. There is a lot of work which also needs to be done. The stadium is big, 130,000 people can sit in easily, and the energy is obviously palpable. But I think beyond that, we also have to look at the smaller things, which is, the medical facilities, the restrooms, whether they're clean, the seats, and everything around it. The point is, the infrastructure has been created well, but I think the finer details have to be also looked at. Now, the second thing here is, I feel in the last few months, or the last few years, India in terms of sports and India as a nation, both have been growing at the same pace in terms of the number of medals we won in the, Asia Games, and now even for the Olympics, with which we want to go in and make sure, we qualify and everything around it. With the G20, which happened a few months back, we have shown the world that India is not a pushover. India is a country which can stand heads and shoulders above the rest. And this has not come easy. India has show the world in more ways than one by its ability, by its prowess. And I think we should take it a step forward and show the world we can be the transformation capital of the world, which basically means get countries to come in and compete here. We provide you the infrastructure, and it also benefits us economically. We have an ecosystem in place. We have a strong sporting infrastructure in place, and it also creates jobs for the country, which is what we all also require at the end of the day. So I think it's a great move. Everybody's looking forward to this day today because 130,000 people inside a stadium. The energy is palpable. India is going to play against Australia. You're going to have the Prime Minister coming down. It's going to be huge, and that energy is something which it's the kind of energy you have in a stadium. I think that cannot replace anything else. And somewhere I think we have to realize that this is India's time of reckoning. This is India's moment under the sun, and this is what India is known for. India is known for making that change. India is known for making it happen. Till now, the infrastructure is never in place. Now we have the infrastructure in place. We have the leadership in place. We always had the potential. We always had the talent. Talent was never in doubt. I think with all this coming in together, we can take it a step forward and make it a transformative experience for other nations, not just for India. We can show other nations that, this is what India experienced. This is what Indians have experienced in India. How would you like to experience this in India? So it becomes a shot in the arm for tourism. It also helps us in creating jobs, helps us economically very well. And it just makes other nations sit and watch, and which shows that we are heaps and shoulders and legs and shoulders above the rest.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much, Himanshu Bhatt, Shekhar Vijayan, for joining us this morning. Of course, the conversation will be about cricket through the course of the day. Sachin Tendulkar and Rohit Sharma have also spoken out on certain matters. Let's quickly listen in to what is it that they've said. I'm assuming Sachin Tendulkar is giving his wishes to the team.
Obviously good wishes देने आए हैं और hopefully हम ट्रॉफी उठाएंगे आज शाम को. मुझे याद है 5 तारीख को आया था पिछले महीने के. अभी 19 तारीख है नवंबर. सब इसी दिन का राह देख रहे थे. होपफुली शाम को देखेंगे क्या ट्रॉफी उठाएंगे.
पहले गेम से लेके आखिरी गेम तक जो लास्ट गेम हमने बैंगलोर में खेला, लीग मैच हो, सेमीफाइनल हो, फाइनल हो, जब भी आप वर्ल्ड कप का गेम खेलते हो प्रेशर रहता ही है. ये जाहिर सी बात है क्योंकि वर्ल्ड कप होता है, इसीलिए प्रेशर होता है वर्ल्ड कप का. बट देखिए, हमने पिछले 9 गेम में काफ़ी उस चीज़ को हमने काफ़ी अच्छे तरीके से हैंडल किया है. पहले गेम से लेके लास्ट गेम जो अभी हमने खेला बैंगलोर में, लड़कों ने अच्छा रिस्पांस दिया उस चीज़ को लेकर. हम लोग सिर्फ हमारे गेम के ऊपर फोकस कर रहे थे. हमें अच्छा क्रिकेट खेलना था, जो हमने किया. आगे भी दोनों मैच जो है हमारा ध्यान उसी चीज़ पे होगा, अच्छा क्रिकेट खेलना है. क्योंकि देखिए, इंडिया में आप इंडियन क्रिकेटर हो तो चाहे वो कोई भी फॉर्मेट हो, कोई भी टूर्नामेंट हो, प्रेशर रहता ही है. क्योंकि हर जगह से आपको एक ही आवाज़ सुनने में आता है कि मैच जीतना है, कल 100 रन बनाना है, 5 विकेट लेना है. तो ये जितने भी लड़के हैं, भले वो 200-250 मैच खेले हो या 5 या 10 मैच खेले हो, उनको हर ये चीज़ से गुजरना ही पड़ता है. तो आई थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रेशर, आई थिंक ये एकदम मैंडेटरी हो जाता है इंडियन क्रिकेटर्स के लिए कि प्रेशर तो रहता ही है.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.